Hello and welcome to the Local 303 virtual meetup for February 2022. I'm Alicia Sweeney and this is Indie 102.3's monthly get together to celebrate the Colorado voices you hear on the radio. Over the next, about a half hour, my co-host Bruce Trujillo and I will be chatting with some of February's Local 303. Shout out to iies and Sinistarr for joining us, and stick around at the very end. iies gonna perform 2 brand new songs for us. First of all, hello to my co-host Bruce. Bruce, hi Bruce.
Hi Alicia, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I hope you're ready to get to know some of the Local 303 even more. We've been playing them on the radio all month long.
Yeah, definitely, especially Sinistarr and iies. I'm super excited for this performance as well. So yeah, I'm ready. All
right, here's the thing. Each time we record these over the last couple of years, we come up with just a random question that we ask the bands. And this month, instead of, just focusing on something music-y, I thought we could ask the question, what's the last thing you binged? It could be like a discography of a band, or maybe like a television series, or for me, like a sleeve of Thin Mints, because that's what I've been binge eating.
Okay.
All right, so before we ask the artists, Bruce, where are you in the binging world right now?
Man, that Thin Mints comment was loud, but I've been binging this show called Resident Alien, which it takes place in Colorado. It is ridiculous, and I like it because there's like a lot of indigenous ties in with the story, and like I said, it takes place in Colorado, so they talk about the Ute tribe. Highly recommend it. It's really funny. So that's what I've been binging. A new episode out on Friday.
Right on. That sounds cool.
Right? I've also been binging Ozark, the latest season of Ozark, and all 3 seasons of Succession in like a week, or maybe like a couple weeks. But anyway, well, let's hear from the artist soon. But okay, so all right, Sinistarr is up first. And I just want to say, hi, Jeremy Howard, aka Sinistarr.
What's up?
You are an artist that has been well respected in the underground dance and electronic music world. You've been doing this since 2007, and it's just been such an honor to feature you in the Local 303. I've been wanting to add you to the mix. So thanks for letting us play your music.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that.
Okay, so what's the last thing you've binged lately?
What did I watch? I'm caught up finally. I've been watching Snowfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dark side, but I'm like, it's historically accurate. So I'm like, there's some reality to it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it. So
I love that.
So I'm catching up on that, and then pretty much going from there. So, yeah. I also started watching Baywatch. I watched Baywatch.
I've been watching the Pam and Tommy show based on Pamela Anderson, but you're watching the OG Baywatch.
Yeah, because they remastered it, and then they added. I found out because I was listening to some of the music, and I'm like, why does this music sound so new? It sounds like something from from last year. Like some of the music sounds so pop from last year. Turns out the production company licensed 350 new songs for it. So you're listening to brand new music over this but it fits so well. I don't know how they got it to work, but I don't know. It's fun to watch. So
I'm here for that. All right. So for those folks that are just kind of getting to know you over this past month, hearing your music on the radio, your origin story is that you have these roots in Detroit, and now you're based just outside of Denver. You're a DJ, you're a producer. Kind of tell me when music started popping for you as a hobby, and then subsequently as a career.
About high school, is when it started really. I was always listening to the radio as a kid, and just listening to all the different stations because they had DJs on them. People were just they had mix shows on the weekend on Fridays and Saturdays. Sundays they would have broadcasts from a nightclub in Detroit. And, people would just be mixing wax left and right, and really this in this fast-paced style. And it's always been something that I've heard and stuck with me. And yeah, later on down the line, when it came time for me to like actually sit and DJ, and like I met some people that were doing that already in high school, and we became friends. They kind of showed me what was up. So
So,
yeah, took it from there.
all right. So then fast forward, you're in Denver. Talk to me about like describing the electronic scene here in Denver that you're a part of. Cause I know, you're a part of the scene here, but then you also, travel outside of the state and do pop-ups all over.
Yeah. Basically the scene here is like very bass oriented. It's like very focused in on dubstep and drum and bass and hip hop, things like very low end, heavy artists and producers and DJs. Like that, they a lot of sound systems, a lot of sound system culture here. So that I think that what sets Denver apart from a lot of the United States. Like the sound systems that come in are just the sound system people make here are just massive, and
Right.
they have their own followings pretty much. So
Yeah. What's your favorite place to perform at here in Colorado or in Denver specifically?
Black Box
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
rad.
without question.
Okay.
Question.
Right. Okay. So you remix other people's music and like your song, The Garden,
Yeah.
that's the track that's getting remixed. So what do you prefer more? Someone doing your music or vice versa?
It really depends. I mean, yeah, if they do a good job, they do a great job. I've never heard one that I haven't liked pretty much. So yeah, nobody sent me something and I'm just like, maybe next time, So yeah, everyone I've heard is like, I trust them with the part. So
Yeah. So what have you been working on in your studio lately? Has it been like Baywatch music or what?
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So for the club, basically, I've been making a lot of like club oriented stuff now that everything's open.
Yeah.
I've just been making a lot of like dance floor things and getting a bunch of EPs done. Just getting creative. Just I redid it for the 20,000 times. So I redid my studio for the 20,000 times. So I'm like, all right, let me figure it out.
Right? How many hours is it for you where you're finally like, all right, like I've worked, 500 hours on this song and you're ready to let it go into the world? How can you quantify that, do you think?
No, not really.
Different.
I mean, it really is. It's like I could finish it fast. I could finish it like, in weeks or months, or even that tune Garden. It took me at least for the original, it took me at least a good 6 months to like get that entire mix down, like right. How I wanted it to sound, basically, how I wanted everything to sit. So it took me like stepping away from it, coming back to it, stepping away from it, coming back to it. So and then once that finally happened, I came back with fresher ears. So kind of works out.
Well, I got one last question for you because I've heard a little bit about this. Before we move on, tell me about some of your upcoming tour dates, like this play you're going to be doing on March 10th. What's your involvement?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this is a club night actually at this venue called Public Records. And Public
This is in New York
Records.
City, right?
Yeah. So it's in New York. And Public Records is basically it's this restaurant / like venue out there. It's really, really nice. From what I hear, this is my first time playing there. Basically what's happening is that New York is Carnegie Hall in New York is having an Afrofuturism festival that's citywide. And basically it started last weekend, and Flying Lotus was there. Flying Lotus played Carnegie Hall.
Love.
And so it basically from there, it's like every weekend or every week, every day, like it's just select places throughout the city. There's just going to be music. and installations and plays and things like that. So what we're doing, or what I'm doing, is basically I'm with another artist from Uganda, and her and I are going to be playing at public records, like basically DJing at public records, for their Afrofuturism lineup.
I love that. Well, and good luck
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, everybody can keep up with Sinistarr and our other artists, link up with them on their
Yes.
socials, get to know them better. And you can find all of that when you go to our link, the Local 303 article at indie1023.org. And Jeremy, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Bruce, you're going to be talking with iies.
I am so excited to be talking with iies. How is it going?
It is going great. How are you doing?
I'm chilling. I am chilling. So we know that you're making this new music. We know that you also have new music on the way, according to your bio over at indie1023.org. You're also a painter and you do a ton of other stuff. So even though we're only 2 months into 2022, tell me about your year so far and kind of where you're seeing it go over the next few months.
Well, ever since the rebranding of my brand from Craig II into iies, it has been received very well, and I have been getting a lot of opportunities that have came from the energy and the excitement that I have and also other people have for this change. This change and this rebranding comes with a lot of new music. And by that I mean I've been producing myself. Before I used to purchase a lot of beats from a lot of local producers around here, and which was awesome, and I still do. But I took the year off to learn how to make beats and produce myself, and I play a little guitar too. So yeah, I've been adding that all inside of the mix, and that music is gonna be the most of me music that I've probably produced in my life. And as far as the art goes, I really sat down and thought about like what type of take I'm trying to have, or what I'm trying to get across visually and artistically to the people. And I am very excited to show people what I have been able to create. Before I was more into an illustrative. I was more worked with pencils as my main medium. I was like an illustrator. I painted on and off, but now I'm like full-fledged painting, and I'm gonna probably get really big and really expressive with it. So it's gonna be exciting. As far as the year goes, I'm really excited to start to put some dates on some projects that I have as far as music wise, and get my art up in a couple of local galleries here in the city. You'll see it. You'll see it when it comes.
Yeah, you got to let us know so that we can share with the people where we can go and see your art and also see all of this new music that's coming up. So you mentioned your previous name that you were making your art under, Craig II. And in 2020, you released an album called Rebirth. Was that kind of an allusion to wanting to change the name, rebrand, or was that something totally different?
Oh man, see, that's good. I applaud you for that question, because that's like an Easter egg. Yeah, I've been planning this rebirth for a very long time. When I made Rebirth, it was going to be the last project from Craig II into the introduction of iies. And yeah, that's crazy that you asked that, because a lot of people don't ask that or like put that together. But yeah, that was the symbolization of the death of Craig II and the rebirthing of us. Yes, ma'am.
I gotta thank Alicia for the tip on that one. So thank
Alicia.
So you've got this new music out. You have been releasing some stuff under iies. You're continuing to work on it, and it's different. Your production, all of your stuff. What would you recommend somebody listen to for the first time if they've never heard iies? What really represents you right now?
Well, I think what represents me the most right now, if you never heard iies, I'll take a glance on my website, or if you wanted to get like more familiar with what the purpose of it is to be, and like what it kind of will give you like a sense of the visuals and what I offer, I would go to www.iies.co, and that's where you'll be able to find most of that. as far as someone who's gonna listen to me for the first time, I would definitely encourage you to go back to my first album or my first project, which was Poetry in the Field, and take that the story from that and let it progress you into Rebirth, and then let it progress you into the music that I have now. Most of it is probably with a fan favorite and a really cool partner that I work with most of the time, and that's Kat Evans. That's where most of my recent iies music has came from. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a great lead into my next question. Kat Evans, former local 303 artist as well, and that's how we came to know you also. So what do you get out of collaborating with Kat?
Oh man, she's energetic. If anyone knows Kat, they know that she's super energetic and that she'll challenge you to, make something right then and there, because she has to get it done like right then. So I think what's really fun and inspiring about working with Kat is that when we get together, a lot of ideas burst into the air, and you have some people that like might have an idea and don't follow through with it. Well, with Kat, if we have an idea, it's probably gonna get done that day, whether it's visually like a video or a song or whatever it could be. Like, and I think that's what I get out of working with her. Yeah.
Do you have any more collaborations with her coming up?
Yes, we have some stuff.
Awesome. That's the answer that I want to hear. And you consider yourself a collaborative artist anyways. Is there anybody else that you're collaborating with later this year that you can tell us about, or anything like that?
Oh, I love that question. Thank you for asking that, because I work with a group called No Ego, and No Ego is going to make more of a presence this year and the following years, or the upcoming years. A part of that group, some artists that I'm working with is Kenny Six, another producer by X God, that's XGD. Yeah, a couple people that I work with a part of there, and I can name drop a couple of people. The group is it's like a super group of the Midwest, and it encompasses a lot of artists that are sending here from Colorado to Kansas to Nebraska, even kind of goes a little past Midwest into like Utah and New York. So yeah, it's a lot of artists I'll be working with.
Awesome. And then I love to ask this question for people who do like to collaborate. Is there anybody in the city that you haven't collaborated with yet that you would like to?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Funny enough, I got to meet a lot of artists out here I love to work with. I really love my man Neptune. Yeah, Neptune. I'd work with you, Neptune.
All right, I'm gonna text him right now and see if we can get something on the books.
Let him know. Yeah, me and him are homies. We go way back. And so I know he's taken like a little direction to get, and I'm really proud of him, by the way, for the direction he took. But yeah, I would love to work with Neptune.
All right, I'm gonna keep an eye out for that, for when that happens. But for now, you have new music that you're gonna share with us. So let's get to this performance. What are you going to share with us first?
Right on. So a little background. I have 2 songs on this list. The first song is called Depression. And the second song, well, the first song is called Depression, and this song is going to be about as I was asked earlier here in this interview about if it was during the time of quarantine, and most of these songs are brand new and they were made during like the quarantine up to today. So yeah, basically it's just centered around the rebirthing of myself, and like the in between of rebirthing and the depression of that, or just like what comes with the change and the shedding of skin, and the low spots that no one probably sees, other than if you know me personally. And the next song is called I'm So Scared, which has to do with the love, or trying to establish love with a partner, but being scared of intimacy, or being scared of being able to be open with that person. And yeah, what I got.
All right, eyes on the local 303 meetup. Take it away.
but I came, I saw, I conquered my demons. When it's time to live, I can't breathe. When it comes to the truth, I can't see. Every time I'm open, I bleed. Every time I'm open, I bleed. Sure, I'm more than terrified. There is no damn bluff, you've been advised. Tell me, there is one damn thing that I can't decide. Am I scared to live or scared to die? When it's time to wake up, I can't seem to wake. And every time I say something, it feels like it's too late. When it's time to wake up, I can't seem to wake. And every time I say something, it feels like it's too late. Yeah. Alright. I love myself in eyes and then I kiss my girl goodnight. I suggest you keep hating inside unless you tryna fight. Just spend my last on frozen food. I ain't alright yet. I just been sacrificing. I lost time with my pride. Been locked behind these four walls so long. Man, I got social anxiety. I'm lost, you cut the phone. Sorry if I don't respond. I've been sitting quietly inside my reality's paradise. Demons come in many varieties. I don't know where to start. The more I age, the more my will to fight gets ripped apart. It's like the more like that I get, the more I'm scared of God. The voice was right inside my head. I should just stop. When it's time to wake up, I can't seem to wake. Yeah, and every time I say something, it feels like it's too late. Yeah, every time I wake up, I can't seem to wake. Every time I say something, it feels like it's too. Hey, yeah. I'm zooming and cruising right now on E40. I'm trying to get lost. Hey, respecting my view. I'm on the mountains right now. She want my attention, Earth want my attention and I pay attention. Ain't trying to be rude. I'm dealing with my mental problems. No manual how to solve them. Okay, that's on you. To wake up, I can't seem to wake. And every time I say something, it feels like it's too late. Every time I wake up, it feels like it's too late. And every time I say something, it feels like it's too late. Yes, that is depression. And this song is I'm So Scared. You and I aren't like regular people. Lights and amigo shines bright. I remember the moment we kissed, that eclipsed me, amiga meeting you was the meaning of true appreciation for the other gender. Generally, I have fair agenda. With the wrong, let me tell you just a little story. Best friend told me that he slept with my main chick. Got me for life. I be constantly running, jumping, ducking from the side of love. Come and get you, love me, love and get you hurt. Panic attack, the reaction to the antagonist. Cupid don't want all the hits, but want all of the benefits. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what I want. Reject your love, but want you close. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what I want. Protecting your heart for love is simply closing it off. You can never protect yourself, love is unstoppable force. To neglected in any for cause of more pain than a open if only we know it's to own the power we had to master the passion, completely surrender to his majesty. And you leave those avoiding love, closed up, get no love. Everyone is wiser, can't avoid love. People rise up under fear of love. It's the ultimate test to the human experience of ego and trauma. Those that fight against it or embrace it, either way is a we. You're complacent, just face it, God's message. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what I want with juggle love, but want you closer. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what I want. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what I want with juggle love, but want you closer. Closer to me. I want you, but I don't know what I want. Yeah. I want you, but I don't know what I want. Yeah, yeah. I want you, but I don't. I don't know what I want. Yeah, I want you, but I don't know what that when I'm telling you go, but I want you, but I don't know what that when I'm telling you. I want you, but I don't know what that when I'm telling you go, but I want you, but I don't know what that when I wanna I want you, but I don't know what I want. I love, my love, I'm so scared. I love, my love. Thank you very much, that's Squad. I'm so scared.
Yay. Here on the local 303 meetup again, I'm so scared. And before that, depression, 2 new ones. Okay, and before I let you go, I forgot to ask you the question. What have you been binging lately?
Actually, that's the perfect mood music for it. This is like, break it down, break that binging down.
When you're binging and you need some, background music.
That has to be a meme.
Yeah, I've been funny enough, me and my girlfriend have been binging. I think the last thing we got really sucked into was Better Call Saul. And yeah, that's just a really good show. Like the opposite of lazy writing all the way. Like just so meaty. I mean, the sequel to Breaking Bad. So yeah, I'm waiting for the next season of that to drop so I can go ahead and put my pajamas on and go ahead and binge that.
Awesome. Well, iies, Craig, thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you for your performance as well. Alicia, thank you for putting all of this together.
Yeah, and thanks to Sinistarr for joining us too. It truly is a pleasure to share your music on the radio. And
yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, please send us more. And for those that are watching at home, wherever you are streaming this, thank you so much for joining us. This is the February Local 303 meetup. Connect with these artists, like and follow them online, and you can link up with all their socials in the Local 303 article on our website at indie1023.org. And thanks to you, Bruce.
Thanks for having me always. I love these meetings.
Me too. We'll see you guys next month. And this is Indie 102.3.